Welcome back to Clippers Extra Innings. We are inside the home clubhouse here at Huntington Park, and pleased to be joined on this episode by Clippers pitching coach Charlie Nagy. Charlie, first of all, thanks for taking some time with us as we reflect on not only your career, but your time here with the Clippers in season number 1 now as the AAA pitching coach with the Cleveland Indians.
Thanks for having me.
Let's first of all talk about the early years for you. You were born in Connecticut, lived for a few years in the Tampa area. Growing up, was baseball always your first love, or were there other sports that you enjoyed?
I have 2 brothers. I'm wedged in the middle, so sports were always, my dad was big into sports, so sports were just constantly around the house, and we just kind of rolled with the seasons, football, basketball, baseball. And between that, we kind of beat each other up a lot too. So it was just growing up, that's all we knew was sports, sports, sports. And we just played it year round. And like I said, in the summertime was baseball. And as time rolled along, my older brother, his direction went towards football, and mine kind of went towards baseball.
You were a 17th round pick out of UConn by the Cleveland Indians. When your career started, was there a lot of butterflies because you just didn't know what to expect at the professional level?
Didn't know what to expect, but just excited to, spring training. I was also very fortunate to play on this team in the '88 after I got drafted. Played on the Olympic team in 1988 and toured. Basically went around the world a couple times, and that I just opened my mind and my eyes to a lot of things. I learned a lot about pitching that summer, travel, being part of a team like that, playing more on a day-to-day basis as opposed to, our conference games on the weekend and maybe a game on Monday or Tuesday. So it kind of initiated me into the rigors of what life in minor leagues or any, what was ahead of me was all about.
Playing in the Olympics is something that a lot of guys have told me was one of the most special experiences of their career, even if they, much like yourself, has been to the highest level, have played in a World Series. Talk about what that was like when you put Team USA on your jersey. Is there a special kind of pride taking the field?
There was when we got over there. Like I said, it was a whole summer of traveling. We played so many games. We led up into the Olympics. The World Championships were in Italy. Just a great group of guys. We still keep in touch today. And, you wear the team jersey, Team USA. Once we got over there, it was just amazing. You're in the Olympic Village and you're around all these athletes who have trained all their lives for this one big moment. And there we are, just long-haired, ratty-looking bunch, just baseball players, just excited to be there, and go through all the things with the opening ceremonies. And, you get some time to go to some events, and, you're just milling around and seeing some of these outstanding athletes. And then you go and play yours, and we were fortunate enough to do well that year.
After that, you didn't spend much time in the minor leagues. You skipped right over AAA and went to the big leagues by 1990. By 1994, you were part of a really good Cleveland Indians team. The '94 season, August 12th rolls around. You're 1 game behind the White Sox. The players' strike occurs, shutting it down. What was that like? Because as a player, obviously, you want to back the union, you want to be a team player along those regards, but you also had to think, hey, here in Cleveland, we had a chance to do something special.
Yeah, we just opened Jacobs Field in '90. We got a couple key additions to our team, and a lot of guys were just coming into their own. And we were playing very well. We were selling out. The town was excited. Everybody was going crazy. And then, the stoppage began. But everybody just kind of looked on the past history and other work stoppages and how, it only lasted for a short period of time, and that's what we were hoping. We were actually looking forward to, guys were joking around, looking forward to, a day off or two, and then, hey, let's get right back at it and go for the home stretch through August and September. But it just didn't happen. They canceled the World Series that year, and it was heartbreaking for everybody. We understand for the fans how heartbreaking it was, and for the players too. And then we knew we had big hurdles ahead of us, trying to gain back people's trust and just grow the game again.
In Cleveland, things were going very well at the turnstiles, and in 1995, you did get to the World Series, losing to the Atlanta Braves. But when you take the field in a World Series game, do you revert back to your childhood, playing ball in the yard with your brothers a little bit and dreaming of that moment?
I mean, you think about those times and stuff like that, because the question gets asked a lot, and who were you when you were a little kid, the wiffle ball game, whatever. But it was fun. It's just a huge, the stage gets so much bigger, the playoffs and then the World Series, and I was just enjoying the whole ride. We had some guys on our team who had been there before, and that was the advice they gave us, and I was taking it, and I was just enjoying everything, taking it all in, and just tried not to be wide-eyed and be affected by it. And we played well that year. We came up short. The Braves had a really good team, and we lost a heartbreaking Game 6, 1-0. And it was a great year. We accomplished a lot that season, and we knew we had a great nucleus, and we knew maybe just an acquisition here or there might get us over the hump in the next couple of years.
That was in '95. Now in '96, the Midsummer Classic rolls around. You're the starting pitcher in the All-Star game. So while the World Series is great because it's a team accomplishment, here you are getting a chance individually to stand up on the mound in the showcase that is the All-Star game. What was that like?
It was fun. It was a great honor. It was kind of like trying to pitch in the middle of a party type thing, because it is a festive time. Mm-hmm. Everybody's just enjoying it. It's an honor. All the guys that were there were just, having a good time with it. So you get there and people everywhere, things going on before the game, ceremonies, the celebrity softball game, the home run hitting contest, and next thing you know, you're tabbed to, start the game, and you're just, okay, you go out to warm up, and there's just so much going on that, you start, you stop, you start, you stop, and, it was a lot of fun. I wish I could have done better. I helped Mike Piazza, well, that's my claim, helped Mike Piazza win the MVP that year. So, but it was a great time, and I enjoyed it very much.
With so many accomplishments, both as a member of the Indians and individually, at what point did you determine that baseball was in your blood enough that when your playing days were over, you were going to get into coaching?
I always had a love for the game. Never really thought about coaching until towards the end. I got hurt in 2000, and then things kind of went downhill fast from there for me. And then you start thinking about your future and what I'm going to do. Once I got out of the game in 2003, immediately called Mark. We had talked about, coming back to the organization and doing some things, maybe feeling my way through and finding a path I want to go. And they afforded me that opportunity. But once I got in uniform again and on the field, I knew pretty much right away that that's the direction I was destined to go, or that I wanted to go. And it just led me to that, and I was on my way with that with the Indians when I got the opportunity with the Angels to coach for a couple years.
And now here you are, pitching coach, AAA, for the organization that you spent so much time with. What is the goal going forward? Do you want to be a pitching coach at the major league level?
I don't really have any long-term plans. This came along in January with openings up at the big league level, and they filled those with Scott, who was here last year, and so this job became open. And it's a great opportunity, and I'm just excited to be back with the organization, excited to be back here in Ohio, and I haven't really thought that far ahead. Right now, I'm here, going to help teach, going to help guide these guys, do whatever I can to make these guys better, and hopefully, they can move on to the big leagues, and whatever happens with me, happens with me. I've had my time playing, whatever. I'm just excited to be back on the field coaching again.
All right, Charlie, it's always a pleasure. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.